I love chicken adobo or menudo, things that we were talking about earlier, or lumpia, tinolang. I'm trying to remember the others. Any empanada, that was like my all-time favorite food. In my first area, the District Relief Society president would make empanada for me just because she knew how much I loved it. But yeah, those are my favorites. I feel like it was always kind of a non-stop adventure. Something was always happening. There was one time though where we were going to a less active's house, and they were a little bit more well off, so they had like this really nice gigantic dog that was really scary. And I was training at the time, and my kid was terrified of dogs. Anyway, it ended up chasing us, and I thought that Sister Lizzie was her name. I thought she was gonna pass out. She was so white and like shaking. For me, it was just funny, but for her, it was really traumatic, and I felt so bad. I think a lot of missionaries have this experience, but it's kind of like a turning point or a turning point. One of those was my companion was struggling, and I'm one of those people that just, I want to help other people, not to sound like cocky or anything, but I want to be able to like talk to them and help them through their problems. But she didn't want to talk about what she was going through, and I felt kind of almost like a failure as a companion. Like I couldn't help her, and I couldn't do anything. And I was talking to the mission president's wife, Sister Tanner, and she, without going into too much detail, she was just like, no, you're exactly where you need to be, and you're exactly what you're doing, what you're supposed to. And I don't know, it doesn't sound like super life-changing, but for me it was, because afterwards I was thinking about it, and I realized how much Heavenly Father trusted me and how much He wanted me to change the lives of those around me, and that as long as I was relying completely on Him, that I would be able to do that. And I felt such love for me, and how much He loved the people around me too, and that He was watching over them and taking care of them. And that was when I was really like, okay, I need to be completely and totally committed. I will give everything so that I will be able to help these people. So it was just kind of like a change or redirection, or I don't know, a huge turning point in my mission. I think the most crazy food anybody has in the Philippines is probably balut. I really didn't like it, but I was training at the time, and they say anak, like my kid, was from Mindanao, and she loved balut and insisted that I at least try it because it was like her favorite food. So we brought some home because they sell it, like there's street vendors that just kind of sell it on the street at night so that you don't actually see what you're eating. And we brought it home to the apartment, and you put vinegar and like a spicy vinegar and salt on top. Anyway, for those who don't know what balut is, it's fermented duck egg, and so you can get it at different days. So I think mine was 18 days, and then it hatches at 21 days, if I remember right. Or 21 days. So it's like, it has beak and all of those fun, nasty things. But yeah, it was gross. Everybody in the apartment though had a kick watching me try to eat it. I did. I ate it without throwing up, it came really close, but I didn't. So one of the first experiences that I had at the beginning of my mission was we were teaching an investigator, and she was very, very Catholic, and she was part of a leadership group for her school with the Catholic denomination, and but she really was earnestly seeking, like really wanting to know if this church was true or not. And but she was really struggling because she had so many emotional attachments and so many amazing experiences with the Catholic Church, because any religious person will have that, where they love the church, and it's so great that they do because it helps them too. But she was really struggling, and I remember the lesson that she decided for sure she was going to get baptized. I was just blown away by the amount of love that I had for her, and by the amount of love that I felt from Heavenly Father for her, and how proud she was of her that she had made this decision. And I had never felt anything like that before, just overwhelming love and appreciation for her and for the sacrifices that she was willing to make. And my companion and I afterwards walked out and just started jumping up and down. We were so excited, we just couldn't contain the excitement that we felt, and just the love. I can't emphasize that enough, just the love that is there for that person and how much you're willing to sacrifice for them, and it's just an incredible feeling. So that was one. The second one that I thought of was in my third area, and I was training somebody, and I felt like I wasn't connecting with her, and that we were kind of, I don't know, I just couldn't understand her or what was going on. It was only a week into it, and we were opening an area, and it was just really difficult, and I was really struggling. Or we were whitewashing, sorry, not opening. And I couldn't figure out what was happening, and we had a member come and work with us, and she said, she looked at my companion, and she's like, "Sister Celia, there's something, what's bugging you?" And she finally opened up and said she was thinking about going home. And I, at first, super humbling experience, because as a companion I should have been asking her what's wrong instead of thinking oh, it's just her, And so I was very humbled and realized that I was letting my own personal feelings and just, I don't know, get kind of in the way of helping my companion, which you should never do, but we're all human, right? Anyway, we talked, and it turned out that both her and I had super similar experiences, where deciding to come on a mission for both of us was really difficult, because for me, because of the age change and everything, I was seriously dating somebody, really seriously considering marriage, and I was trying to decide, should I marry, which is what is the higher calling for women, or should I serve a mission, which I feel is also an incredible thing to do. It was two good options, two incredible options and opportunities, but I had to figure out for myself, separate from the opinion of everybody else, especially of my immediate family and even of the person that I was dating. I had to really look inward and be what is best for me? What do I need to do to become and reach my full potential? And more than anything, what does Heavenly Father want me to do? Because I felt He was saying, either one are great options, you can decide for yourself. But I knew that there was one that would help me to reach my full potential, and so I decided to serve, and I got to share that experience with her, and she was also dating somebody before she left and wanted to go home and get married, because they both wanted to marry each other. And anyway, it was a super amazing experience to recognize that while it was super hard for me to decide to come on a mission and to kind of work through those emotions, that experience and those things that led up to my mission were able to help other people while I was on my mission and be able to shape them. And she decided to stay, so I was super excited. But again, that was her own personal decision, and everybody has a very different life plan, and I was grateful that Heavenly Father allowed me to be a small part of hers and to help her work through those emotions that she was going through.